Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Com and welcome back to City Skylines. It has been more than a week, it's been now 9 days since the last video. I was away, I was in Dublin if you want to ask. And I had a really great time there. I drank a bit of Guinness, just a bit. And I got some inspiration, not for buildings or for city layouts as I like to look for. I got inspiration for names because the Irish people are very creative when it comes to names, especially for nicknames. I got some really nice ones, but I think I can implement them here in this city, New Compton, because I want this city to be in the northeast United States, near Boston, and as you maybe know, with Boston is the place for Irish immigrants, and also the Boston dialect sounds a bit like Irish. I'm not too sure about this though, because I'm not a language professor, especially not in English. But enough about Boston and Dublin. What am I doing here? We're here in a time lapse, and I'm trying out a new format. And here in the time lapse, I'm doing a build which is very nice. It's like a spiral ramp for trains. I calculated it. It's exactly 1 kilometer and 5 meters long, the ramp for the outer track, and this is equivalent to 0.35% slope. You know, this is pretty steep for freight trains, but it's doable, and this is what I want to achieve. So here inside the mighty scroll interchange I did last episode, if you've missed it, then you can go check it out. I think that's one of my best builds I've ever done. What I'm doing here, I'm putting down those parking garages and some parking lots, and the reason for why there are parking lots in this area is because of the airport, which is non-existent currently. So I basically had to come up with a reason behind this thing. So I thought myself, the parking at the airport is very expensive, you know, and so people preferred these parking garages to park their cars in when they go for a flight. And then they can go to this rail station and drive to the airport. This is direct link to the airport, which I will construct, I don't know when, sometime soon. But the downside of this thing is that although this is very good for people who want to go to the airport, the problem is that it is not how's it called? It's very costly for the transport, for the transportation, public transport things to provide this service, because this station gets barely used, because they usually park their cars for a week or so, and they only use this train station 2 times. So it got closed down some decades ago, and basically everyone stopped using those parking lots because they became useless. And so this is an abandoned area which I wanted to make. I did not know what I wanted to do until the moment came. Yeah, and there are still trains running through this scroll, but not on this station because the station is abandoned, but rather on the tracks besides the station, because these are the tracks that go to the harbor and the airport. So these are very busy tracks, but nobody stops here. So this should be a very nice ambient. This should be very ambient. So, yeah, this is I'm not proficient in English, but I try it out. So you know, my new format. This is experimental. If you like this format of me chatting over these over the time lapse, then please give me some feedback, and you can talk to me directly tomorrow, because then I'm doing a live stream. If you want to go to Twitch and check it out, the link is obviously in the description. And one thing I wanted to mention here is that I had problems starting the game, and this I figured it out. It is because of overheating issues, which is not very nice. So I basically had to buy a new case for my PC, and it will arrive tomorrow, and I hope I can fix this issue. But currently I have opened my PC case and have a fan blowing air into the case to cool down the processor. And why I do have to do this is because my game crashed while loading the map. Not loading the game, but loading the map. And I suspect it has to do with mods. I can currently run 20 mods and no more, because then my computer still overheats even with the fan and everything. So I normally have 38 mods, but today I currently can only use 20, so I picked the 20 most important ones. And what it didn't make to the top 20 was, for example, the Fine Road Heights. And yeah, the Fine Road Heights is the most critical one. And also the extra terraforming tool, so I have to use the vanilla terraforming, which is not bad. It does not have the functionality I would love to have, but yeah, no, I don't. I have the propline tool, although it's not displayed here. It is because I enabled it later in the game. I did not want to make this everything, all those parking signs with propline tool, because it looks very janky and everything. And here I have the possibility to control this everything. And yeah, I'm very pleased with the outcome of this parking lot. I don't know what those special parking things have to do, but I scrolled through my through my asset list, searching for something to put there, and I found this, so it's very nice. And here I'm using the new decals. They are absolutely amazing. Those are, you know, those road bumps and humps and whatnot, and they are simply amazing. I love this. These new decals add that the little touch, you know, that small touch of randomness into the ever same looking concrete, and this is awesome, basically. And here, yeah, I use more of those new decals because I'm a fan. I'm a fan, I have to confess. And what else to say about this region? Oh yeah, I initially wanted to make a go-kart track here on this large parking lot, because it would be a very nice place, but I did not found any good go-kart assets. I would love to add this later if some of you find go-kart assets, but today it's not the day. And obviously I have two businesses in this area, the red brick house and the small retailer or something. At the station they still need people. I would like to have them as abandoned buildings, but I can't use it. And obviously I have to add some lighting here, because although it does not get used anymore, it's still a secure parking, or it used to be a secure parking, and the lamps still work. So it is a very light consuming, producing, and I really like the effects, because currently I'm doing nothing, but yeah, I'm using those orange sodium vapor lights. They're not the sodium vapor default lights, so but from the more lighting pack. I don't know exactly how this is called, but it adds this yellow orange color, and yeah, it's like a difference between the parking lot and the scroll, because it's both concrete, you know. And here I'm lighting up the rest of these things, the circular ramp too. I have to confess to you, I'm obsessed with the how's it called, with that mod, the sharp junction angles mod. I really love this mod, because it allows you to make things like this, where you can clip rails in each other, and also the pillars in each other, and create amazing structures which would be otherwise impossible. Yeah, so a small note on this scroll here, and yeah, I'm doing nothing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, now here I'm. If you want to have a tutorial on this how's it called, on this ramp, then just let me know. I would love to give you another tutorial, because as said, I really like those technical things, and they add some amazing stuff, you know, like the urban sunken highway I did. The tutorial is going through the roof, I can tell you. It has about 3,000 views currently. Anyway, I thought of things that I could add to this, because this is a large space that is not really suitable for buildings, and so I came up with a bus parking, you know, from the city bus network, and also taxi from the city bus network. They somewhere need to store their buses, and this would be a perfect place. Nice, you know. And yeah, taxis too, because why not? And also there's some parking rented for an unnamed company who rents cars, and they are red. So you can guess 3 times which company I mean. Yeah, I don't use the I use these brushes. I don't use the surface painter, because I don't use it in general. It's not because I've turned it off. It's because I don't like the surface painter. You know, it's all shits and giggles until you want to make something realistic. You know, like a sharp edge who is not in the same grid as the general map, because then the surface painter really sucks. So I use those brushes. They have their own weaknesses, but I still like them. And now for the most tedious part of this thing is add these lines, because as said, the prop line tool is not very good. Here you can see me experimenting, and those lines they don't look really realistic, because it's the same with the prop line tool as the surface painter. They both rely on this grid, which everything is on this grid, even the things I put down here. And the grid is not indefinitely small, so you never get the exact spot you desired. for whatever you want to put down, but you can still control it better if you do it by hand. But of course it's more tedious. And here are the bosses. I don't know how the model is called, but it's a very popular model in the workshop. And there is the bandy boss. I don't know how is it called in English. I assume it's called the bandy boss. You know, with the who can bend around corners, and also a normal boss available. And if you're fed up with parking lots in this episode, I can assure you this is the last one. And I will only delete about half of this because I'm stupid. And here are the taxis, and they just add life to this area. You know, they don't work anything. There's that taxi depot and the bus depot. And here are the red cars. You know, the depots, they work. They're functioning normal, but the rest of this do not work. The rest of this does not work. Yeah, it's called does not work. In English, it's very difficult. And this is the most tedious part, for me at least, not for you. Turning this one car around. It took about half a minute. I sped it up more than 8 times as the rest of this thing to not bore you to death. And now that's the last song, the last 2 minutes. I still have some cinematics which are very janky because I don't have the cinematic camera mod activated because of the issues. But I still hope you don't mind the not so smooth pictures there, but they really show off this thing. And I really like this part. Oh, no, I've lied to you. This is the last parking lot. I'm very sorry. And yeah, I'll fade out in just a moment until I've planted some trees. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and please stay here because there are some cinematics. The video does not end. I hope you've liked this episode. If you've liked it, then the like button helps out. If you want to see more of my videos, or New Compton, or Blue Valley, or something else, you can go to my channel and subscribe if you want. You don't have to, but you can. And also, my live stream is tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. for my time, which is Central European time, or 2 p.m. in the UK, or if I'm not mistaken, 8 a.m. in the US. Yeah, it's not the best time in the world for the US East Coast, but it's an okayish time, I guess. Next week will be some live streams, because then I can live stream late in the evening because nobody's at home, which is very nice. So now I will shut up and fade over to the cinematics.